Haywards Heath's first 11 would host Roffey in an ECB Premier Division match here at Clare Park. Roffey with 2 changes to their side, seeing Finn Roberts and Harnoop Kelsey come in for Theodore Rivers and Lewis Shivnarine. An unchanged 11 for Haywards Heath's team, with Johnny Phelps and Freddie Wallace opening up, Umar Amin off the back of a century last time out. And that is a pretty impressive top 3, but they wouldn't need to use them just yet, as Roffey won the toss and elected to bat first. Davis and Nizam at the crease, and Menzies bowling from the top end. And he would start off in almost perfect fashion. Nizam just beaten second ball of the match. And Roffey none for 1. Jethro getting a lot of swing in. And it paid off. Ollie Moore down the bottom end, hoping to replicate the same thing. Roffey none for 1. And Aaron Joby at the crease. But not for long, a huge shout for LBW. Successful, and Roffey under pressure. Aaron Joby gone for 3. Jethro Menzies absolutely rifling through their team. His figures 2 for none. Roffey 4 for 2. Something quite special and a little bit different from Finn Roberts there, as he's hit it straight back at Ollie Moore. Moore's avoided it. It's come off the stumps and gone for 4. Matt Davis surviving potentially the easiest catch of the day put down there. And that will not please Jethro Menzies, who is on for his 3-fer. Roberts has done an incredible job of accelerating the scoring. Not Munt. He came in at 5. 11 runs off the last 3 balls of Ollie Moore's is over. Raf Gull would replace Ollie Moore down the bottom end, hoping the change of angle would inspire a change in fortunes for Haywards Heath. Huge LBW shout. Roffey on 49, Roberts on 36. And it was, for Haywards Heath, unfortunate that it was given not out. Potentially the angle just sliding down leg. But that one couldn't have slid down leg. That was a comprehensive ball from Raf Gull that got Roberts out after a very well played 38. 59 for 3, and they still needed somebody to stay in. Toby Munt hoped to be that man, joining Davis in the middle. A good spell from Menzies, but he can't bowl forever. Josh Frame entered the fray. Fred Wallace would replace Raf Gull at the other end, as leggies appeared to be the way that Haywards Heath felt it should go. And that way it was supposed to go. Matt Davis caught behind by Guy Moore. Fred Wallace finally getting through the defences of the opener. 32 off of 58. .78 for 4. Frankie Cripps would join Toby Munt at the crease with an innings needed to be played by somebody soon. But it wouldn't be Munt, who, after batting very well for his 5 runs, he was unfortunate that that was the way that it ended. A bitter turn from Josh Frame saw the end of Toby Munt for just the 5 runs. Sam Henderson came out alongside Cripps. And that's a nice way to get off the mark. Henderson, a little sweep down into the leg side for 4. But that is not a pretty way to get out. A leave that has bowled him. .92 for 5 and no skipper's innings from Henderson. Drew Hammersley would come in at 8. And would go the 7th wicket to fall. Josh Frame got his 3rd. Hammersley just clearing a leg to try and slap it back over the bowler's head and misfiring. Tom Barnes came out there and brought up the 100 alongside Cripps. Who looked very gone if it was down to Guy Moore and Josh Frame. But the umpire disagreed. And as always with these things, that's the treatment Frame got. Just a couple of balls after. Another appeal from Guy Moore. Another one not accepted by the umpire. This time for a stumping. And again, after creating opportunities where the umpire said no, Fred Wallace delivered something that the umpire couldn't say no to. He beat him and Tom Barnes was gone. 123 for 8 now. That partnership had done all right to stay together And now it's down to Haywards Kelsey to be the foundations for Frankie Cripps to build upon. After that huge 6 in the last over down this end, Fred Wallace off, Johnny Phelps out into the middle. A noise off something there. The umpire didn't think it was bat. Haywards Heath absolutely convinced, but Haywards Kelsey survives. And down at the other end, Frankie Cripps brings up his 50 after 45 balls in sensational style. A very well earned one, and one that Roffey really needed. A rankful toss from Johnny Phelps, and Haywards Kelsey finds himself a 6. Over the top on the slog sweep, and Cripps moved on to 63. Probably the best looking shot of the day so far. Spin clearly not working, so Phelps made way for Ollie Moore. A decision down to the umpire that was given. Frankie Cripps, after an incredible batting performance under pressure, is gone for a very important 72 in terms of Roffey's match. 186 for 9. And final batter William Fenwick joined Kelsey. And he wasn't here to hang about. 2 fours within the first 4 balls of his innings. Fenwick down the crease. Simple decision for the umpire to end the Roffey innings. Didn't quite make it to 200. 199 all out. William Fenwick gone for 9. Kelsey at the other end on 20. 46.1 overs. And Haywards Heath need exactly 200. Johnny Phelps and Fred Wallace would open up the 64 potential overs for Haywards Heath, with Toby Munt charging in. And William Fenwick offering a different option down the other end. A huge appeal from the Roffey team. But this umpire not giving many, and that's another one to add to the list. After a slower start to the innings, Phelps looked to attempt to up the scoring rate off of this Fenwick over. Drew Hammersley joined the bowling attack down the bottom end and welcomed Fred Wallace to what his bowling would be like. While at the top end, Haywards Kelsey replaced William Fenwick. They clearly thought spin was the option at the top. Kelsey gets Wallace to chip one up, and that is the first wicket falling for Haywards Heath. Roffey right back into the game. Matt Davis taking the catch off of Haywards Kelsey, and he's gone for 14. Haywards Heath 58 for 1. But Fred Wallace going brought Umar Amin into the centre. And Hammersley would get Johnny Phelps not long after, as Amin only facing 2 balls before Phelps came back on strike, and he was sent back to the pavilion, 42 off of 44 balls. Josh Frame replaced him. A revitalised Roffey took their third, 63 for 3, and Josh Frame was sent back for just 5 after a very well bowled ball from Haywards Kelsey. Jethro Menzies got out there to try and settle things down. A decent spell from Hammersley getting the all-important wicket of Johnny Phelps. But it's ended with Frankie Cripps replacing him down the bottom end. And then soon after that, Tom Barnes. The score was slipping further and further away from Roffey and it more into the hands of Haywards Heath. And you can see what that fourth wicket meant to them. Roffey taking the wicket of Jethro Menzies, caught by Aaron Joby. 21 runs is what he's gone for. And that celebration even more fervous than the last. Skipper Smith to the crease. And an LBW appeal early on in his innings. And another one down the other end. That noise to me sounded a bit woody. This umpire clearly not a fan of LBWs, and this was another one that went down like a lead balloon. Fenwick back on at the other end this time and whipped away 2 balls into his spell. Toby Munt in place of Fenwick as Roffey tried to do anything to stop Haywards Heath getting these last 22 runs. Tom Barnes replacing Kelsey after a mammoth 18 over spell at the top end. And Munt did something. Umar Amin snicking off to the keeper, Aaron Joby, for 86. But a very well played innings from him. Yet another score over 50 in what has been an impressive season. Guy Moore came to the crease to try and finish it off for Haywards Heath. And Fenwick in place of Barnes at the top. Guy Moore gone, caught by Frankie Cripps as he tried to take Haywards Heath over the line. Tom Barnes came back on down the bottom end instead of Toby Munt and made Haywards Heath go 6 down. Joe Maskell came to the pitch, but it was a case of when, not if, the winning runs would be hit. And Maskell cutting away through the field all the way to the boundary would call it quits. Haywards Heath 201 for 6 after 50.3 overs. Difficult batting conditions it seemed, but Haywards Heath making much lighter work of it than Roffey did and taking the maximum points home.